Hello, hello, yogis, and welcome to our Friday Empower Yin Yoga class. My name is Jill Enticknap, and I'm the creator and founder of Yogi Institute, an online yoga studio and school. And this is a 30-minute yin yoga practice for our hips, and it is day 13 of our 30-day yoga challenge. So, yin yoga is a practice of stillness and observation. So, that's what we're going to do in today's class. We're going to come into different poses, pause in those poses, observe those poses, and feel into them. As we come into this practice, let's close down our eyes, flip your palms, palm facing down. You may want to have a blanket handy that can feel nice underneath your hips or underneath your knees. We will be on our knees a little bit today. Closing down your eyes and start to become aware of your breath. Start to notice that natural rhythm of breath. Feel the breath rise and fall within your body. As we focus on the breath, we center the mind. Centering the mind on the breath, feel the inhale expand and the exhale release. In this practice, we give ourselves the opportunity, we create the time and the space to slow down. Let's center our mind on today's affirmation. My passion ignites my motivation and propels me forward. So at day 13, we're rounding the corner of that first 2 weeks of the challenge. And maybe your passion is building for this practice. And maybe your passion for the way that you feel emotionally or physically is propelling yourself forward in this practice, in this challenge. Slowing down and giving yourself the gift of this 30-minute practice. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, send the breath into the belly, fill the lungs, expand through the spine, and open mouth, exhale, breathe it out. 2 more. Big breath in, feel the body expand and lengthen, fill up, pause. And open mouth, exhale, breathe it out, let it go. 1 more. Deep breath in, expand. And full breath out, release. Coming into a butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together, knees come out wide. If your knees are lifted, that's totally okay. Just finding this pose in your body. And as we come into this posture, let's take a moment and just kind of flutter out the knees, bringing some mobility into the hips. And then let your knees fall down. You can bring your hands onto your knees. And as you bring the hands onto the knees, gently tilt forward with the pelvis, shining the chest forward. And let's reconnect to that centered breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Let's activate our Ujjayi breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. You can gently press your tongue against the roof of your mouth to create some restriction in the back of your throat. This creates an audible sound in the back of the throat, and this helps us to regulate the breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Maybe the body has created some space to lean a little bit more forward, and you bring your hands out in front of you, staying nice and straight through the spine, shining the chest between the biceps. Connect to that deep breath. Stillness is not always easy. We live in very fast-paced lives. And so being still can be just as challenging as our more active yang practices, like our Vinyasa practice or our strength practice. This yin practice is so important for our connective tissues, our joints, our ligaments, our tendons, and our fascia. My passion ignites my motivation and propels me forward. Start to walk your hands back towards your body. Slowly, gently guide your knees back together. Let's bring our hands behind us, planting into the palms, and press one foot forward and the other foot forward, bringing some gentle movement into the parts of the body that were nice and still. From here, we're going to press ourselves up onto our feet and come into a forward fold. In yin, it's called a dangle. So heel toe your feet hip width distance. A good measurement for your body is 2 fist distance between the feet. Let the head hang heavy, let the hands drape down. And we'll just be here in this forward fold for a few breaths. There can be as much of a bend in the knee as feels right in your body. Releasing through the neck, releasing the crown of the head down, releasing the hands down, allowing gravity to support us through this pose. Once again, releasing through the neck, release through the shoulders. Let's take a big breath in and a full breath out. And a big breath in and a full breath out. Now you gently shift your weight forward into your toes and back into your toes. And forward into your toes and back into your heels. Come back through neutral. Big breath in. Full breath out. Start to heel toe your feet wider. If your feet are at the width of your mat, that's perfect. Let's bend into the knees and sink the hips down, coming into our yogi squat. You can hook the elbows to the inside edge of the knees, pressing the palms together and tucking the tailbone under. Now, if you're more lifted like this, that's absolutely okay. Just notice what you feel through your hips. We won't be here too long. Inhales and exhales through the nose, centering the mind, focusing the mind. Maybe there's a lot of sensation here. Let's take a few more deep breaths. Maybe you're able to sink a little bit deeper. Let your hands come down. Lift your hips back up. Start to heel toe your feet toward one another. Bring the feet close together. And then bend the knees forward. Plant the hands down. Bend the knees forward. Bring the knees down. And let your bottom come onto your heels. So the toes are planted into the floor. This is called toe squat. And it's really good for your plantar fascia and your balance and the arches of the feet. Staying nice and tall, let the shoulders come down away from the ears. Maybe bring the chest forward a little bit. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. And then shift yourself forward into your tabletop position and just remove the pressure from the feet, letting the tops of the feet come down. It might feel good to roll out your ankles. And if you have sensitive knees, you might want to come down onto your blanket. I'm going to come onto my blanket and come back into that tabletop position. Coming back into your tabletop, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your knees underneath your hips, and letting the shoelace side of the feet rest into the mat. Tuck the tailbone under and draw the belly button to the spine to take that natural curve out of the low back. Engaging through the core and feeling into that nice, strong line of energy from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Let's open up a little bit more through the shoulders as we walk the palms forward and let the forehead rest down in puppy pose. Bringing yourself down as far as you can, opening up through the shoulders, through the chest. Connect to your breath. Let your chest sink down, noticing if there are sensations that shift and change through the shoulders as we breathe here. Start to walk your hands back toward your body, coming back into that tabletop position. As we come into our tabletop, let's drop the chest down, draw the shoulder blades together, and then press through the palms. And drop the chest down, draw the shoulder blades together, and press through the palms. Take that right foot, step it forward between the hands, coming into a low lunge. Let's come up in our low lunge, letting the hands come onto the knee. If it feels better for you to stay down, that's absolutely okay. Just find your low lunge. The back knee is planted. Maybe you're up a little bit more like so. That's absolutely okay as well. Finding your low lunge, finding sensation in your body today. And we'll stay here for a few breaths, centering the mind. Let your hands come down onto the mat. Straighten out through the front leg. Flex your toes to your face. Sink your hips back as you lengthen your crown forward. And really breathe into this hamstring stretch. Maybe there's a bend in that knee. That's totally okay. Just come to a place where you feel some sensation, some length. Committing to stillness and observation of the body. Sinking forward into your front foot, heel toe the right foot to the left-hand side of your mat, coming into our half pigeon. That back leg is out nice and straight. So we have some options here for our half pigeon. You can stay lifted. You can come down to your forearms and keep your head lifted, or you can come all the way down to your forehead, maybe stacking the palms on top of one another and letting the forehead rest down. You're looking for your half pigeon. You're looking for sensation through your body. And return to your breath awareness. Letting that breath still the mind. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. If you came down, start to press yourself back up. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, and let's send that right leg back out behind us. Take a moment, roll out the ankle, release the right knee down into that tabletop position, and then let's step the left foot forward, coming into that lunge on the opposite side, letting the back foot come down. Maybe you press yourself up. Maybe you keep your hands down on the floor. Find what feels right for you. My passion ignites my motivation and propels me forward. Release your hands down to the floor. Straighten through that front leg as much as you can as you sink the hips back. Lengthen the crown forward, feeling in, breathing into that hamstring stretch. If it's very tight, that means that it's just that much more important to come into this posture, helping to create space and length through the back line of the body. Sink forward into the front foot. Heel toe the left foot to the right hand side of your mat. Right leg stays out long and straight behind you. Tuck that foot in as much as you need to come into this half pigeon pose. You can stay lifted here or come down onto your forearms or come all the way down to your forehead, stacking your palms on top of one another, letting the forehead rest down. Find what feels right for you today. Stay connected to your breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Bring the hands down onto the mat if they aren't already, stacking the shoulders over the wrists. Take that left leg, send it straight back out behind you. Press through the heel. Take a moment, roll out the ankle. Release that knee down. Take a moment and shift the hips from side to side. Bringing the toes to touch and the knees out wider, sinking the hips back and reaching the fingers forward, coming into our child's pose. As you come into this child's pose, you may want to just take some little shifts from right to left, letting your upper body sink and settle into the floor. Let's take 3 more rounds of deep breaths. Start to walk your hands back towards your body. Shift yourself over to the right or left side. Send your legs out in front of you. Let's inhale the arms up and exhale, fold forward. Coming to a point again where you feel some sensation through the backside of the body and just allow yourself to be there. Come through center with that torso, and let's come all the way down onto our backs. You might want to have your blanket underneath your low back. Letting ourselves come into the stillness of our final resting pose. Finding that final Shavasana in your body. Shavasana translates to corpse pose. And we are meant to be here and be completely still. Take in a deep breath. And with your exhale, give your body permission to fully relax. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, give your mind permission to slow down. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, affirm that it is okay to feel however you feel in this moment. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, fully relax, relax, relax. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. Feel the inhale expand. And the exhale release. And again, deep inhale, expand. And exhale, release. Bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your hands around your knees, gently rock from side to side. If you'd like to extend your Shavasana, please feel free. Grab the backs of your legs, rock yourself up into an easy seat. Completing today's practice the way we began, let's press our palms together and tuck our chin to our chest. Reconnecting to that affirmation one last time. My passion ignites my motivation and propels me forward. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Acknowledging yourself for showing up, for creating the time and the space in your schedule just for you, for your practice, to connect to your body, your mind, your emotions, your well-being. Thank you for being here today, for sharing in this space, for allowing me to share this practice with you. It is always my honor. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. As we continue forward with our 30-day challenge, tomorrow comes our fusion class where we draw in principles and movements and exercises from all of the practices that we've done throughout the week. I look forward to seeing you on your mats again very soon. And until then, may your light be your guide.